Okay, and I'm going to show our sponsor slide one more time. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors for making this program and many other CCCBA programs available. Okay, and I'm going to throw this to Dorian Peters, who is our 2021 president. Dorian.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone. Welcome to our annual Installation and Diversity Awards event. Like I said, it's so good to see everyone, and I wish that we were able to do this in person, but as you know, our changing world, but it's so good to see everyone's face here. One of the things that we like to do is I like to ask everyone if you could turn on your cameras. And our goal in turning on the cameras is just to keep them on for about the first 10 minutes of the program so we can see each other's face. After that, turn them off, mute yourself, do whatever you want to do. But our hope is to build some community, see each other, and use this time to be able to catch up and see each other's face. So I want to welcome everyone who's come, and I want to give a special recognition to our bench and our judicial officers who have joined us today. And I want to go through and say the names of some of the folks that we have in attendance.
To my house, and
can you please mute yourselves?
So we cleaned up the room and got it all ready for her. And she.
Thank you, Theresa. So with that, we'll go ahead and introduce some of the folks who have joined us today from our bench, as well as the community. So I would like to thank some of our judicial officers who are here in attendance. The Honorable Kirk Athanasio, the Honorable Steve Austin, the Honorable Christopher Bowen, the Honorable Laurel Brady, the Honorable Julia Campins, our Honorable Theresa Canepa, the Honorable Jill Fannin, Honorable David Goldstein, our presiding judge, the Honorable Rebecca Hardie, the Honorable John Kennedy, the Honorable Glenn Kim, the Honorable Jennifer Lee, the Honorable Claire Mayer, the Honorable Marianne O'Malley, the Honorable Leonard Marquez, the Honorable Benjamin Reyes, the Honorable Wade Ryan, the Honorable Anita Santos, the Honorable Penny Scanlon, the Honorable Richard Flyer, the Honorable John Minnie, as well as the Honorable Dorothy Proudfoot. Thank all of you for being in attendance, registering, and attending this event. I also want to thank some of our past presidents who are here or that we're expecting. We have Colin Coffey, 2005 past president of the Contra Costa County Bar Association. Robin Pearson, 2008 past president. Larry Cook, 2009 past president. Catherine Schofield, 2011 past president. Steven Steinberg, 2014 past president. James Wu, 2018 and 2019 past president, as well as Oliver Greenwood, 2020 past president. We also have Kate Beaker, our court chief executive and CEO, as well as the district attorney, the Honorable Diana Beckton. Thank all of you for coming to the event, and we really appreciate the time that you've taken from your busy schedules to make it here today. One of the things I like to do is to let you know about some of our upcoming programs. This year, 2022, we have a Trials Basic series that's being hosted monthly on Zoom. It's being hosted by our barristers and our litigation sections, and I think they've already done a couple, but we have a couple coming up. And so take a look at our newsletter if you'd like to attend those. In addition, one of the things that we've tried to do both last year as well as this year is to do a wellness series where we've been doing things out in the community, doing things like going on hikes, taking bike rides and things like that. And so we have a number of those coming up. So we'd like you to look into those. And this year, we're also doing our 28th annual MCI League Spectacular. Right now, we're planning on doing that on November 18th. And it is our hope, our dear hope, that we're able to do that in person. Obviously, we'll have to see what the circumstances are during that time, but that is our current plan. And it'd be so great to see all of you in person again. The other thing that I'd like to highlight is we're going to have Bridging the Gap coming up in the next month or two. And that's a program where we introduce new lawyers to the law as well as to our bar association. And that is an event that is special to me because it's how I got involved in the bar association. One other thing I'd like to do is I realized that I left off our commissioners when thanking folks. So I want to thank Commissioner Ayana Young, as well as Palvir Shoker and Gina Dashman for being in attendance. So thank you. With that, I want to discuss some of the things that we did back in 2021, give a little bit of recap of some of our events. And after that, I'm going to hand it over. So 2021 was obviously a year of change. We had to adapt as a bar association. We had to move a lot of our events online. But despite doing that, we were able to stay quite active and hold lots of events for our members. One of the things that we did in 2021 was we brought a couple services, new services to our members that I want to make sure that you know about. Number one, we added a benefit called Fast Case. Fast Case is basically an alternative to sort of some of the popular legal research services, but we offer it now for free just through your membership with the Contra Costa Bar Association. We started a networking and business development program called CCCBA Pro. And it's a way for our attorneys to meet people in the law as well as other fields in order to help develop business. We made it to where our lawyer referral and information service can now operate 24/7 because instead of just taking our phone calls from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, we can now do that online. And so folks are able to, if they have a legal problem that they have on the weekend or late at night, they can now go onto the bar website and be referred to an attorney. We also changed the type of events. We had some new type of events last year. For instance, one of the things we did was we had a visual art show. And that was a really neat event because some of our members were able to highlight some of their skills, things that we don't often see our members do on a daily basis. We had several joint socials. For instance, we had a cow shakes performance that we did with the Alameda County Bar Association. As I mentioned earlier, our wellness committee organized several hikes, bike rides, and other healthy events. We, through the bar fund benefit, where we raised over $50,000 for CASA of Contra Costa County. We also had our MCLE Spectacular, which was virtual, but we had some very, very outstanding programs and our sections taught some really, really good CLE classes that we received very, very positive feedback on. Our DEI committee was incredibly active and put on a couple of amazing events. We had a Juneteenth celebration. We put on programs involving disability rights. There was a program where we learned about the Port Chicago mutiny here in the county, as well as our Lunar New Year and Racial Reconciliation Forum. I'm not able to go through every event that we did, but despite the fact that we were stuck at home and working through the pandemic, we were still able to be very, very active as a bar association. So this is my favorite part of the program. As I mentioned before, I'm the 2021 president, and I'd like to introduce you to the 2022 Contra Costa County Bar Association president. So I'm not going to say a whole lot because I know that she has some things she wants to tell you, but I want to introduce you to Ericka McKenna. She is the founding partner of the law firm McKenna, Brink, and Signorati. She's a business attorney who is a Cal Bear. She studied business administration and German, and then she graduated from Hastings Law School. And I can tell you from working with her that you're in very, very good hands. She is smart, organized, business-minded, and will be a great steward of the Bar Association. So let me introduce you to Ericka McKenna.
Thank you, Dorian. Before I do take it over, though, I would like to present you with the President's Award.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that will be delivered to you soon. It's not just a picture, you will get the actual award. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. I don't know a lot of you, and that is because there are a lot of judges here, and I am not a litigation attorney. I do everything I can to avoid litigation for myself and for my clients. So because of that, I am rarely in the courthouse. I'm a transactional business attorney. I represent small businesses. I draft contracts. I negotiate business sales. Those are the types of things that I love doing every day. And because of that, I don't know a lot of you, but I'm really happy to be here. I have practiced in Contra Costa my entire career. So Contra Costa really holds a big place in my heart. As Dorian mentioned, I co-founded my own law firm, McKenna, Brink, Signorati, back in 2019. So we're going on 3 years now, and it's just been a great time being a business owner after having represented businesses for so long. It's fun to now do it myself and run my own practice. Quick sidebar, a fun story. Now I can laugh at it. One thing that not taught me, but confirmed to me that I was meant to be a transactional attorney was probably about 10 years ago. I was appearing in court in Contra Costa in front of the Honorable Sugiyama, Judge Sugiyama in probate. And it was rare for Judge Sugiyama to do something like this, but he sanctioned me. And I will tell you the story next time I see you in person, and you can find out why Judge Sugiyama sanctioned me. But that was confirmation to me that, you know, Ericka, I think you're meant to be a transactional attorney. Let's not go down this litigation route any further. So happy to go down that path and stay on the transactional route that I'm doing. But how did I get involved in the Bar Association? So I was very involved in the women's section. About 10 years ago, I was co-president of the women's section, but that's all that I really did with the Bar Association. I didn't do much else. And I got to talking to Steve Steinberg, and he encouraged me to join the big board. And I questioned it. I said, you know, Steve, I don't really do anything with the Bar Association. You know, I like going to the women's section events, but that's really all that I do. And Steve pointed out that I might bring a different perspective. I might represent those attorneys who don't do litigation, all of the general counsel attorneys that are out there, all of in-house counsel, attorneys who maybe aren't that involved in the Bar Association, but maybe I could help to get them involved. And so this is now my 7th year on the board, and I'm very proud of the types of events that have been added to the Bar Association. Dorian mentioned a few of them. CCCBA Pro was spearheaded by Mika Domingo, David Pearson, and James Wu. It's for interprofessional networking. It's so attorneys can connect with accountants, CPAs, financial advisors to help their clients. And I'm very proud that that has been added to our bar association. Other things, the wellness events that Dorian referenced, the women's section has a book club. These are the things that I'm really excited to keep adding to for our bar association. We're not going to do any less for the litigation side, but we're just going to add other things that the bar association can do to hopefully reach more members. So I'm very excited, and I'm very happy to be here. With that, I am going to introduce the Honorable Jill Fannin. Judge Fannin has been a judge at the Contra Costa Superior Court since 2003. She's currently serving in the Civil Division. She was presiding judge from 2017 to 2018. And before she was appointed to the bench, she was president of the women's section of our bar association. So with that, welcome, Judge Fannin.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. I hope, am I loud enough? Yes. Okay, so I have the honor and Herculean task. Where's Steve Austin? I thought he was going to be with me. Oh, there you are. Of highlighting Judge Austin's 23 years on our bench. The privilege is mine because I was lucky enough to work with him in civil for many years and alongside him as assistant presiding judge while he was PJ. You all know him as the smart, hardworking, easygoing, quick-witted judge in Department 33, but he is so much more. A few fun facts before we get to the bench. Steve is very proud of having grown up with his brother in a working-class neighborhood in San Jose. His dad worked the assembly line at HP and his mom was a school secretary. Steve got his ticket out by winning an athletic scholarship to UCLA for swimming. Did you know he was an All-American his senior year for swimming the 50 free? From there, it was off to Hastings and then a practice primarily in civil defense. He has been happily married to his better half, Evanthea, and he is a devoted father to his two adult daughters, Ariana and Helena, and I believe all three of them are on the call today. So back to our story. Of course, when he was appointed in 1998, since he was a civil practitioner, he was assigned to criminal. And he started in Pittsburgh, and he quickly became the supervising judge there. He later had assignments in family law and felony trials, but most of his career, 13 years in all, were in the civil division. Much of that time as supervising judge. And since he was PJ in 2015 and 2016, he was basically a permanent member of our court's executive committee. What might surprise you is that despite a full caseload, Steve was constantly working to improve circumstances for the disadvantaged. I think this drive goes back to his humble beginnings, and it is a testament to how innovative he is. In our court, he piloted the How to Live in America program, which advised new immigrants of our laws. In 2007, he worked with social services and treatment providers to create our community homeless court, and he has conducted that court monthly all these years. He took actual DUI trials to high schools to educate kids on the danger of drinking and driving. In 2014, he started our Laura's Law Court, which he has handled the whole time. The goal is to get people with behavioral health problems into treatment and to keep them off the streets and out of court. And that was locally. Statewide, Steve has been a longtime member of the Judicial Council's Access and Fairness Committee, serving on its executive committee for many years. One of two judges appointed by the chief to serve on the Commission to Access to Justice, and he was chair of that commission for years. Also chair of the state's Court Interpreters Advisory Panel. In these roles, he wasn't just a figurehead. He advanced and implemented the ADA for everyone using our courts, and he helped increase access to interpreter services in all case types. Recently, and this is a big one, he was handpicked by the chief for a small pilot program that partners model judges with judges struggling with demeanor issues, and to get those judges back on track. So his patience, his ability to be direct and kind, and his humility are known statewide. Throughout his career, Steve has taught countless classes locally and statewide on the ADA and using interpreters. And he's always been the go-to judge for teaching civil programs on discovery, ADR, and everything else. And you can still see him immortalized for all time in countless CJUR videos for staff and judges. Still, he had his day job for 13 years where he handled every kind of civil trial imaginable. The assignment let him indulge in his natural curiosity to learn about all sorts of things, from brain injuries and railroad crossings, and as he told us, pedicures. And of course, he's renowned at settling cases. Given his talents and experience, he has been awarded every accolade a civil judge can get. This includes being awarded ACCTLA's Trial Judge of the Year twice. And the San Francisco ABOTA program just created a similar award this year so that Steve could be the recipient. Personally, I think he shined the brightest as PJ. Hands down, he was our most popular PJ, who's, and this is about judges and staff, and trust me, it's very tough to be popular in that job. His style was classic management by walking around. He would pop in at clerk's offices and branch courts to see what was going on. As a quintessential people person, it gave him a chance to touch base with everybody, especially the employees whom he loved dearly. He's always known everyone's name, and he always makes people smile. As a colleague, I already miss not being able to run down the hall to talk to him about a funny story or a naughty problem. And we all miss his big laugh and joie de vivre. Who knows? Maybe there will be a second act where you'll all get to see and enjoy his intellect and humor. Whatever adventure the next stage offers, Steve has earned it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Fannin. With that, I would like to present the Honorable Steve Austin with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Judge Austin, if you would like to share some words, we would love to hear it.
You're on mute, Judge Austin.
You know, it's funny. I've only been doing Zoom for like a year and a half or 2 years. I do that every time. It's just one of those things. It's kind of funny. Thanks, Jill. That was an amazing introduction. Sometimes when I hear things like that, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that, but I sit here, I just can't believe that I did all that stuff. Judge Fannin and I have worked closely together for, lots of years now. Both as when I was PJ, she was assistant PJ, and then I was outgoing PJ when she was PJ. So we worked a lot in the administrative part, but also as colleagues, we're right next door to each other. We're always going into each other's offices, and I'm really going to miss plopping down on your chair, bursting through the door, kind of like Kramer, saying, I got to talk to you about something, and we sit down. So it's going to be hard not having that in my future. Thank you all so much for this honor. I'm sorry that we can't be in person. I would have liked that, to be with you and be able to share together this special occasion for me. But maybe it's the best, though. I've thought about that. As my wife and kids can tell you, I tend to get a little emotional when I speak at events like this. I'm pretty sure if I was there with all of you, I'd end up blubbering and with you sitting right in front of me, and I wouldn't work out. So hopefully that's not going to happen while I'm on Zoom. So here's to Zoom. It's nice having the little separation. Being the judge has been the best job in the world for me. I like being a lawyer, but serving as a trial judge for the last 23 years has really been an amazing experience. I love the busy calendars, the intellectual challenges, and the compelling stories involved in the thousands of cases that have come before me. Every day's been different, every day's been interesting, and every day's been meaningful. All this, and you get to do justice and hopefully make the world a better place. What more could a guy from San Jose ask for? Along the way, I've gotten to meet all of you and watch your skills grow over the years. From my work with the courts throughout the state, I know that we have a special bar association made up of talented and dedicated people. And we have a uniquely strong bond between our bar association and the bench in this county. Thanks all of you for your volunteer efforts that have helped our court keep going through difficult times. And thank you, Theresa, Hurley, and Lisa Reep before you for everything you've done to make the Bar Association what it is today. I also want to thank my colleagues on the bench, both past and present, for all their help, advice, and support over the years. We've got a pretty tight group of really excellent judges who have always worked cooperatively to do what's best for the court and for our county. I got to know that so well when I was PJ. Everybody sacrificing for the better of the court happened constantly. I'm going to miss them very much. I also want to thank the staff of the court, not just my longtime clerk Annie Young and my bailiff Paul Welge, who are both amazing people and who I already miss seeing every day like crazy. You might not realize it, but we have like 300 people who work at the court in all of our many locations. After 23 years, it seems like I know all of them. They're all great. They work hard behind the scenes every day, and they don't get any recognition, very little, which they should. They keep our court afloat and moving forward, especially during these difficult times with COVID. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Evanthea, and my daughters, Ariana and Helena, who are on here. During my time on the bench, my daughters have grown up to be wonderful, strong, and independent women. But it couldn't have been easy growing up in a small town with a dad as a judge. They never complained, though, at least as far as I remember. And Evanthea, I'm so thankful that you were always patient with me as you listened to me go on and on at the end of the day about something that happened in court. That's pretty much a daily occurrence in our house. Thanks for putting up with me for all these years. As Jill said, one of the things that I'm most proud of during my judicial career is having been asked to work with the Commission on Judicial Performance, to work with judges around the state who've had problems with their demeanor. And working with them through their issues, we've come up with a short list of some rules to live by that are good for judges to make sure they don't get in that kind of trouble in the future. I want to share them because they apply pretty well to lawyers too. I also want to share them because this is like my retirement speech, the only one I'm going to get. And that's really about the only time in your life you could act kind of Yoda-like up here. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's short. First one, be kind, be patient, treat everyone with dignity and respect, be efficient. With the judges, I always say, don't waste people's time in court. That applies. Don't waste people's time in general, I think, is a good rule to live by. Always remember that no matter how small and trivial a case may seem to you, at that moment, it's the most important thing in the lives of the people in your court. And this is my favorite. Always behave in court like your mother's sitting in the back row. If you do that one, all the rest of them all take care of themselves. So that's the one to always just remember. And you're going to do just fine. Okay, so once again, thanks everybody for this honor and special recognition. And thank you all for everything you've done for the court. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Judge Austin. And I wish we were in person so you could hear what I'm sure would be resounding applause and cheers and whoops and everything for you. So I just have to put in a real quick CCCBA memory of you. You have often been our go-to judge for Bridging the Gap, and which is just a fantastic introduction, I think, for new lawyers to the county to have met you. and for you to have toured them around. And also, I know you love the steak sandwiches.
I do every year, and I also turned on to make sure I was on the right day for this thing, and I looked at my pictures up there on with the whole group of the new ones. So
Yep.
that's
The last time
nice.
we had an in-person one. So
Yeah, it was nice.
Thank you so much. We're
Thank
going
you.
to all miss you very much.
Oh, well, I'll miss you guys too, but I'll be around. You'll see me someplace.
All right. Okay, so next,
All right.
throw it to Ericka again.
Great, thank you. And thank you, Judge Austin. I'm just going to reiterate, we are going to miss you. We really are. And we hope we will still see you around. Now I'm going to introduce our presiding judge, the Honorable Rebecca Hardie. Judge Hardie is currently in her second year as presiding judge of the Contra Costa Superior Court, and she has been a judge since 2010. Prior to becoming presiding judge, she served for several years in the juvenile division. Judge Hardie, I'm going to ask that you now give the state of the court address.
All right, thank you very much. It's a little hard to follow on Judge Fannin's comments about Judge Austin and then to follow Judge Austin. The court is just going to suffer a tragic loss in losing Judge Austin. He was my mentor judge when I started and taught me so much. And his little highlights, those keys at the end that he summarized, are the things that he tried at least to instill in me, and I tried to follow by his example. But we will never have another Judge Austin. We will feel his loss for a long while, big shoes to fill. And I think Judge Fannin really hit on this in her remarks, which is that, Judge Austin dedicated himself to access to justice before it really took hold nationwide, statewide, and became the issue that it is today. And I think a lot of that is due to his work on that very important issue. So with that, we are all going to miss him. Our court is changing right now, as you may already know. Another retirement that was announced is Judge Davis has announced his retirement. He served for 15 years. His entire legal career was essentially dedicated to public service. So we will miss him as well. And with those losses, however, we've gained some new folks and new faces to help the bench and the public as we move through these cases. So I want to just take a moment and acknowledge our new bench officers. We have Judge Jennifer Lee, who was appointed. She was a commissioner before her appointment, and she is currently in Martinez in a criminal assignment. We're very pleased to have her. She was a loss on one sense because she was such a great commissioner and doing such great work. She has this energy about her and enthusiasm that's infectious. So we lost her as a commissioner, but we've gained her as a colleague, a judge on the bench. We also have Judge Athanasiou, who has joined our bench. He hearkens from the public defender's office, has a wealth of experience that he brings with him. He's right now sitting in Pittsburgh, and we feel very pleased to have someone of his caliber and experience join us. We also, our most recent judicial appointment is Judge Kim. Judge Kim, once upon a day, was a deputy district attorney here in Contra Costa County for several years. He then went to Alameda County District Attorney's Office and was recently appointed to our bench. He is sitting in Richmond, and we are so pleased to add him among our ranks, and we know he's going to be doing great things to serve the court and the community. And then our commissioners, really, and this gets to a theme, I think, of the state of the court, which is our partnership with the bar and expanding and using our resources as a court in a kind of forward-leaning way. We have commissioners, a really robust group of commissioners who all, by the way, served as temporary judges and serving our court, serving our community. It's really a win-win program and one that we are making better use of. I think as a court, gives attorneys an opportunity to volunteer their time and services, to gain some experience as a bench officer. And it really, really helps the court so that we can continue to move through cases. As Judge Austin said, for litigants who come into our courtrooms, it might be a very small issue for most lawyers or judges, but for that person at that time, it's a big issue. It's a big deal for them, and they want to see their cases addressed respectfully and timely. So our temporary judge program really assists us, and it helps us partner with our bar association so we can do that. And all of our commissioners are known to many of you partly through that program. And so just a moment to introduce them. You all know Commissioner Dashman. She's been around a while now. She's almost an old timer. She has been with us a couple of years. We have, as a court, decided to expand the commissioner positions. We added a position, and we've been able to transition Commissioner Dashman to taking over more civil matters to assist our civil bench. She is going to be located full-time here in Martinez, where she is handling not only small claims, unlawful detainers, civil harassment matters, but she's also going to help with discovery disputes. And we feel very fortunate to have her with her experience, decades of experience in civil litigation and serving as a temporary judge. In addition, we have 3 really fairly new commissioners, but not new to you folks, I don't think, and certainly not to the court because they've served in the capacity as temporary judges. We have Commissioner Shoker, and she has joined us. She is sitting now full-time because of our kind of change in role and function. She's sitting full-time in our Pittsburgh courthouse, where she's not only doing the kind of traditional commissioner calendar of small claims, traffic, UDs, and civil harassment, but we've expanded that to now also include some criminal matters and arraignments to make better use of our resources and trying to address the backlog. We also have Commissioner Young, Ayana Young, joins us. And she, again, brings, I'm so pleased with all of our commissioners. She brings this background and pragmatism and her approach to the bench that is refreshing. So we're so happy to add her. She has a background in civil litigation. She's been a sole practitioner, and she served as a temporary judge, not only in Contra Costa, but also in Solano County. And then our newest commissioner is Commissioner Quam, who joins us. She replaces Commissioner Donovan, who was appointed. She's no longer a commissioner. She was appointed by the governor to Solano County Superior Court. And so we lost her on our DCSS calendar. And we now have Commissioner Quam, who spent 13 years with Marin County Superior Court. An amazing background in family law, where she supported the family law bench there in Marin County. She spent 8 years as director of family law services. She was a facilitator. So she brings with her incredible experience and knowledge to help the family bench. And she also served as a temporary judge for over 6 years. So if I sound like I'm pushing a program, I am. I have to say, I think it's great when we have members of the bar who are willing to come forward and serve, and we hope to partner with you. And to kind of dovetail on that, spearheaded by Judge Bowen and Judge Douglas, Contra Costa is participating in a program that was an initiative of our governor. It's a judicial mentor program, and it will now be live on our website. You can go, you can check it out. The whole drive here is to encourage people who might be interested in applying, who find the process overwhelming, to participate in the program with judges to perhaps help you walk through the process of applying and seeking appointment to the bench. And I want to encourage those who are interested to check it out. We have judges who are really anxious to partner with members of the bar as part of this program. So with that, I want to kind of in keeping with doing all this on Zoom, when it turned to Zoom, I was very disappointed. I'm not one of those judges who has gotten up to speed on how to manage my way through interacting with others in a Zoom capacity. But when I heard Dorian go through kind of the roll call of the people who were present, I have to say it's kind of the beauty of Zoom, right? Remote technology. More people are able to participate and attend these things because of that technology. And I wanted to give a big shout out and a thank you to the bar and its members for supporting the court and the bench officers who have tried to really transition to remote technology and open the doors, so to speak, to more participation by those who physically can't be here. Our family bench and our civil bench have just been extraordinary in their willingness to be flexible and learn this technology. And it's really through the partnership with the bar that it's been a success, a tremendous success. And I'm not sure it'll ever go back to the way it used to be. And it has really expanded on court call. Court call has its limitations. This is much different, and it allows attorneys to make appearances in multiple counties in any given setting. It allows people that don't have transportation or who have childcare issues to actually participate in their case, to be present and show up. Those who can't afford to miss work for an entire morning while they wait for their case to be called. So thank you to all of you for helping the court adapt to this new technology. And I want to kind of bring it to a close here, and our CEO would kill me if I didn't mention our transition to our new case management system. We're shifting to Odyssey, as you all have heard, and it actually started under Judge Fannin, so 2 PJs ago, and she gets a lot of the credit as the PJ then when we started this, and I know Judge Baskin kept it going. But Kate and her team have really taken on the labor here of getting this up and being prepared to shift. It'll be seismic, it'll be painful. I'm sure there will be hiccups, but we're very pleased to move in the right direction and getting our court onto this new case management system. And the attorneys, you folks will be very interested because you'll be able to, through a web-based application, apply for the ability to access court files and things of that nature remotely, rather than having to walk in and ask for a file to be pulled and that sort of thing. We will roll into e-filing within about 90 to 120 days of going live, which will also, I think you'll see savings of your own resources and that sort of thing, and being able to file remotely, electronically as we transition. So a lot of things are happening. And I have to say, I weep for the loss of many of our bench members who are retiring, and in particular, Judge Austin. He's going to be sorely missed, but we're welcoming new judges, new commissioners, and really appreciate the support of this particular bar association. I think Judge Austin is right. We have extraordinary attorneys, and the bar has just been a great partner with the court, and we appreciate it very much. And I hope that the next gathering will be in person, so we can say these things directly eye to eye. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge Hardie. Before you administer the oath of office, I want to take a brief moment to thank all of the board members of the Bar Association and all of the section leaders. And Theresa is highlighting the many people who are on the board or a section leader. And it really is these people who run the bar, in addition to Theresa and the amazing staff. but all of the events that are put on are by the hard work of these people. And so thank you very much. And so with that, if I can ask each of the board members and section leaders to raise their right hand, and I will transfer it back to the Honorable Rebecca Hardie.
Okay, so if folks want to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my appointed office to the best of my ability. All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Judge Hardie. Next, I would like to introduce Benisa Berry. Benisa Berry is an attorney and mediator. She runs the mediation and conflict resolution programs at the Center for Human Development and is the chair of the Contra Costa County Bar Association's DEI committee.
Great,
Welcome,
thank you.
Benisa.
Thank you, Ericka, and congratulations to our new leadership, all the newly elected officers and section leaders. And thank you to all of those who are moving on. So I would like to begin by, first of all, acknowledging the Contra Costa County Bar Association's commitment to advancing the needs of the diverse community, which really was reflected by the launch of the Diversity Committee in 2002. So the committee has expanded considerably since that time and now puts on several events and programs each year. In 2020, the committee renamed ourselves to the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, or DEI Committee. So the first set of diversity awards that were presented in January of 2018 to 10 firms for their diversity efforts the prior year. And this is now the 5th year that we have honored our firms in this manner. So the checklist has evolved and improved and become more rigorous each year. And so the extensive checklist recognize the diversity efforts of law firms ranging from sole practitioners to firms with more than 30 attorneys. In order to qualify for an award, law firms must demonstrate a commitment to diversity education within the office, external and internal diversity efforts, and on recruiting and retaining diverse attorneys. The checklists include over 90 different diversity and inclusion activities to choose from. So people have really been able to customize what works best for their firms in demonstrating that commitment and making an impact. One of the unique aspects about the award is that it's not given to just 1 or 2 firms. Any and every Contra Costa County Bar Association firm that meets the criteria that's laid out in the checklist can earn the award. And in part, because of this innovation, not only did the Bar Association receive an ABA Partnership Award for the Diversity Award Checklist in 2019, but in addition, many other bar associations around the country have looked at implementing something similar in their own organizations. So we applaud the CCCBA member law firms that embrace and implement diversity awareness and inclusiveness in their firms. Our hope is that this initiative inspires all of us to be more aware and inclusive and to better appreciate our differences. So at this point, I will turn it over to Theresa Hurley, who will highlight each of the 2021 Diversity Award winning firms.
Great. Thank you, Benisa. So I'm sharing my screen right now to give you an idea of what the Diversity Award looks like. Each of our award-winning firms gets one of these. Candelaria PC is a new winner, so they have one of the little tokens on there showing the year. We have some people who this is their 5th year winning the award, so their awards are filling up with quite a few different years on it. All right, so we asked each of our diversity award-winning firms to just give us a couple of highlights that I can talk about today. So these are our silver award level diversity award winners. Law Office of Ariel Brownell. The Law Office of Ariel Brownell is a women-owned and operated and proudly sponsors the CCCBA's DEI events. Ariel is committed to equality under the law and equal access to justice. She's the proud mother of 2 young feminist men in the making. Miller Star Regalia, a proud continuing participant in the Bay Area Minority Summer Clerkship Program, hosting a summer clerk and hiring an associate who's previously an MSR BAMSCAP summer clerk. Supported the Kennedy King Scholarship, both financially and through volunteer efforts. Represented several children pro bono who are special immigrant juveniles from Honduras and Guatemala. And 62% of MSR attorney and staff hires over the last year were diverse. SC Selleck Law, increasing visibility in the community and justice system, demonstrating a thriving, diversely owned business in the legal realm. Law Office of Marjorie A. Wallace, engaged in pro bono work with Legal Aid at Work's new Antioch Workers' Rights Clinic. Obtained funding from Time's Up Legal Defense Fund for sexual harassment, discrimination, and retaliation lawsuit against an employer. Helped draft the grant application awarded to CCCBA to enable it to provide inclusive hybrid programming. And a CCCBA DEI bronze level sponsor. Now our gold level diversity award winners. Cooper, White, and Cooper. We are proud of the diversity efforts that both the CCCBA and our firm has made since 1989 when Cooper, White, and Cooper came to Contra Costa County. We continue to be a firm of attorneys committed to improving the pipeline with many who mentor others, judge moot court competitions, and volunteer for organizations which promote diversity, among other activities. Because of this commitment, we are able to shine in our efforts to improve diversity in both our firm and in our communities. MS Domingo Law Group provided 488 hours of pro bono legal work in 2021. Hired diverse of-counsel attorneys and legal assistants. Authored CCCBA article on serving diverse communities in trust and estates practice. Chaired the Judicial Evaluations Committee of California Women Lawyers. Mentored diverse law students and volunteered for mock trial. Sponsored numerous diversity-related seminars and events. Hartog Bear Zabronsky Verrier. Launched a diversity, equity, and inclusion newsletter. Hired 3 diverse new team members, awarded a $5,000 diversity scholarship to a law student dedicated to advancing minority worker rights in Contra Costa County, provided pro bono legal services to a client of a nonprofit with an appellate court case, adopted a new parental leave policy, and launched a program to provide emergency backup childcare and elder care to all employees. Livingston Law Firm. Craig A. Livingston was appointed co-chair of the Product Liability Advisory Council's Diversity Committee. 2 women of color were hired for legal assistant positions. LLF attorneys serve on numerous DEI committees. 75% female ownership, 60% diverse attorneys, 20% attorneys of color, and a CCCBA DEI bronze level sponsor. And finally, our platinum level diversity award winners. This is the highest level. And you'll notice this is where we have the most firms. Candelaria PC. Managing attorney Alice Chang was one of the moderators of a program on anti-API violence and heightened xenophobia and racism, which was co-sponsored by 11 diverse organizations. Our firm is proud of the many organizations we support, such as CCCBA, ACBA, Legal Access Alameda, Filipino Bar Association of Northern California, Asian American Bar Association of Northern California, the National Asian Pacific American Bar Association, National Filipino American Lawyers Association, and more. Law Offices of NATASHA S. CHEE. Presented Diversity in Hollywood program to CCCBA and Santa Clara Law to educate lawyers and law students on the laws, history, and diversity needs in the entertainment industry. Co-chaired the California Judges Association Ethics and Wellness NorCal Committee, presenting MCLEs on diversity, ethics, and wellness to law students. Participated in fireside chat with iFund Education diverse high school students on pathways to becoming an entertainment and IP attorney. FERBER Law. Recognize the need for access and inclusion for all by presenting webinars on the value of hybrid events, website accessibility, and reasonable accommodation. Continued its financial support of CCCBA DEI events. Dedicated substantial pro bono hours to persons in need, and partnered with local high school to mentor youths living with disabilities. HansonBridgett. The 2021 Summer Associate class was an all-diverse class with 100% women, 100% persons of color, and 16.67% self-identified LGBTQ+. Adopted a new pro bono and social impact hours policy, allowing attorneys to receive billable credit for DEI work and non-legal community service. Adopted or revised policies designed to provide greater and more equitable employee benefits and prioritize women and diverse-owned vendors. Worked with many organizations that promote racial justice and equity, including AIDS Legal Referral Panel, Centro Legal de la Raza, LGBT Asylum Project, and California Tribal Families Coalition. Key Council PC. Firm partners Patnisha and Michael Pearson were active participants in the DEI committee town halls. Patnisha established the Juneteenth event, an especially big accomplishment since it occurred during the year that it became a national holiday. Serving as volunteer educators for youth with the Center for Youth Development through Law. And firm implementation of hiring from a diverse pool of candidates and the hiring of a new staff member, Nima Aminian. Littler. Shareholder Aaron Weber began an 8-year term as managing director. African-American shareholder Paul Bateman became the firm's first Chief Inclusion, Equity, and Diversity Officer. Launched 2 new affinity groups, the Littler Veterans Initiative and Individuals with Disabilities. Firm attorneys participated in a number of pro bono projects throughout the year in partnership with the law firm Anti-Racism Alliance. Mora Employment Law. Worked to address judicial bias in the courts, to increase access for all, as well as to pass important legislation, including SB 331, earning the Strike Force 1 Award and Service Award from California Employment Lawyers Association. Assisted in the creation of and served as the co-lead of the Legal Aid at Work's Workers' Rights Clinic in Antioch. Engaged in numerous volunteer roles in support of diversity, including California Women Lawyers, CELA, Committee to Eliminate Bias in the Judiciary, Legislative and Women's Committees, CCCBA Pro Bono and Disability Rights Committees, Skate Like a Girl, Emerge California, and Fund Her Advisor Board of Directors, exceeding 700 pro bono hours within the honor roll reporting period. Congratulations to all of our amazing winners, and I hope that hearing this has motivated more of you to check out our Diversity Award checklist and apply for the 2022 award. The updated checklist will be available hopefully within the next month, and we'd love to get more of you involved in letting us know the amazing work that you're doing. Okay, and thank you, Benisa. I'm going to go back to Ericka. Here we go.
All right, congratulations again to all of the Diversity Award winner firms. We're very, very impressed with the number of firms that received the award. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for coming today. It's been a great hour seeing everyone's faces, and that will conclude this event.
All right, great to see everybody. Thank you for coming, and I hope we see you in person soon.